Hello, friends, and this is another episode of Dandylion's Let's Play Crusader Kings tutorial series. And you might be hearing some music here. It's because I've decided that it would just be a good idea to play the music, and I'm pretty sure that all this music is fine. I've heard seen other Let's Players use it, so yeah, let's hope that this works out just fine. I'm sure it will. Alright. So, and actually, I think I'm going to turn it down a little bit. It's a little bit too loud. Just enough so it's a nice bed of music here. Alright. So last we left off, our King Patrick died. And we have King Ager, who is now his son, who we've groomed pretty nicely into a nice role here with a 20 stewardship and a 12 diplomacy. And I'm going to go ahead and educate my little brother here, because he is the Tanis at the moment. And it's always a good idea if or whoever the heir is, to be their ward, or to have them be your ward. Sorry. We're also currently fighting the battle that my characters, Ager's father, started to take over Kildare. We won against Kildare, which means we took it over, but Brefen was also pressing their claim against it, so we were fighting them. So we're going to go ahead and finish that war off. I think all we need to do... Oh, I'm sorry. So, a bunch of things happened, and I wish that I did not start it for a couple of days there. So we have to take a look at our court and our vassals and see if there are any problem situations that'll come up now that King Ager is the king. So it looks like there isn't, as far as our vassals go, and it also looks like he is well liked among all of the clergy. So, like, for serious well liked. So that is very good. Also, all of the other vassals like him. How about in the court? Is there anyone who really doesn't like him? There's one, his rival, who doesn't. Alright, so he has a rival. What can we do against this rival? Well, we can plot to kill him. But that could come back to haunt us if it's found out. We're at 771 to kill him. He is our rival, though, so I think we're going to do it. And I think because it's at 771, I think we can be kind of choosy who we want, because it doesn't have to be high. 200% would be nice. So we could just auto invite people, but that will increase the amount that it could be found out to be. But I don't really I also don't want to spend time doing this, so I'm gonna just auto invite plotters. Okay, so we have 2 prisoners, and then we can ransom both of them off, so we should. Okay, and I also wanted to look at our council here, see if there are better choices here, and there are. Okay, so we want him fabricating claims in Connacht to further what my father was doing. He's a better marshal. What about steward? He's a better steward. And what about the spymaster? He's a better spymaster. And we want him studying technology far away. And Constantinople is where he's going to go. And then for our court chaplain, we're going to have him researching cultural tech. So this is one of those rare instances where secession really didn't cause a whole lot of issues. There is a distinct possibility that if he dies before he could marry and have children, that it'll go to this heir, which is the one that we're not as excited about, mostly because of the clubfoot, but also because the stats are not as strong. We don't know. Maybe in a year when or a year or two when he matures, he might actually have a nice stat base. I don't really know. And in this third one, the youngest child is actually not bad. We could force him to join the monastery, so that he is no longer the Tannis, so that someone else would have to be, and it would obviously be Cathalon. Or I'm sorry, it would be Kalak, Salak, Chelik. I don't know. It would be this one instead of the middle child, the middle son. But they're about equal as far as traits go, and arbitrary, that's not a fun one to have. But anyway, I think we can go further, and we can crush Brefen pretty quickly here. The only thing we have to worry about is just taking a look at the laws and making sure that the person that we nominated, yeah, see, some people are nominating the other brother. And we have nominated already him, so... Okay. And it looks like, yeah, I can nominate, like, say, my sister, for example. But I'm not going to. Okay, so I think I'm safe to speed this back up again. Since everything looks pretty stable and awesome. Looks like our rival will meet his maker relatively soon. He didn't take the poison wine, but maybe this poisonous viper will do it. And yeah, that worked. And yeah, so no one found out that it was us, and we are free of our rival. Okay, so let's see here. A foreign court can teach a child all kinds of important lessons to a child. Everything from respecting and understanding and even adapting to one another's traditions and culture. So Cathalon, he will has a 25. He will gain 1 of something. Let's see what it is. It was learning. We would have preferred it to be intrigue, but that's okay. Alright, how is this progressing? Pretty quickly. Alright, so he wants to be our chaplain. He has a 10. Our current one has a 9. Sure. He's now our court chaplain. And let's go ahead and move him into research and cultural tech, and go back to this. Okay, this is not going to take very much longer here to take over. And once we take over, I think either 1 or 2 of these. Yeah, I guess it'll take 2 sieges. And then this one, oh yeah, he's offering a. So okay, he's offering surrender. We gain 150 prestige, and he loses the claim. We can accept those terms. Okay, so now we're not at war. So we can move out of his lands, and we can dismiss these troops. Okay, So now that our size here is one more, we're at 6. Let's take a look at what plots we can uncover. My rival. I guess I have another rival now. Where is he? Okay. I'm not too concerned about having another rival, but I guess I could just kill off my rivals. I mean, the chances are one of these will give me a dishonorable rating, which could give me a -10 approval across my entire place, but it's better than having a rival constantly plotting against me. So I think I'll try to take him out. And I think I'm also gonna, because this last one worked, we'll go ahead and set it to auto-invite. And we'll ransom this prisoner off, too. Let's see what else we can do. So, retinues increased a little bit, but not enough to buy another unit. It would have to be up to 1,200 for us to get another one of these units, or even higher if we wanted to use, say, have like a cavalry unit. We could also, for example, if we wanted to, see this one is 900, we could just dismiss this entire retinue and get this 400 heavy and 100 archers. It doesn't really matter, honestly, for right now. So I'm going to leave it as is. Okay, let's look at technology. We can up our light infantry up another notch. Let's go ahead and do that. Then, let's see, castle infrastructure, that'll unlock barracks for training grounds 2, church infrastructure, yeah, that's not, okay, but the castle infrastructure, yeah, for sure. Let's up that. Okay. I think we can go forward and wait for our claim to be fabricated for Connacht, and if we take that one over, we then can create the Kingdom of Ireland. Alright. My rival is being set up, and it worked. We set up a manure bomb underneath his seat, apparently. And there's no trace back to me, so that's good. Alright. Just because I'm curious, because this that was a second rival we came across. We'll just make sure if we don't have another rival, because they can be pains. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Oh yeah, shows here. Yeah. Okay. All right. Continue on and wait for fabrication at Connacht. I guess we can also, while we wait, look and see what else is going on here. So Scotland is pretty stable. Holy Roman Empire is really stable at the moment and expanding eastward. All the kings in... most of the kings in Spain have come under one banner, which is pretty amazing. Okay, so while we were talking about that, we got word that that this guy has a claim against our titles, and he's hiring men. What this is this is something that comes in from the old gods. Sometimes adventurers will just like say that they have a claim, and then they'll just hire a bunch of people and then come and attack you. In this case, we can do is we can go to his page and try to off him before he can get there. Unfortunately, he's in the county of Dublin, so we don't really have a whole lot of sway there. But what I could do is I can move my spy master there to build a spy network, and see if I can get some additional plotters. And actually, let me look to see if there's any plotters that I can add. Oh, well, I can add him. He's 50% if I send him a small gift. Yep, we'll do that. That's worth it to not have to deal with an invasion. Let's see, who is Donad Mac Murshad? So he doesn't hold any titles. He just has the one claim against the county of Leinster. That's okay. We can just go from there. And yeah, you can see that we have up here this adventurer threat. We have until May 7th, 1095, so we have 2 years to deal with him before he shows up with a host. And he's going to show up on our doorstep with that host because he's in the county of Dublin. So as we get closer to May 7th, we'll figure out what's going to happen with this, but generally I try and assassinate the person before they can even lead their army at me. Generally their army will be larger than what you can handle, so you'll need to also save up money for mercenaries and such. But we're not hurting for money at the moment. It just means that we can't build a new holding at the moment, which we would love to do, but that would kind of like cut away at our ability to hire mercenaries if we need to, if we can't kill this guy off. So let's see what else is up here. We can create that one title, which is the Leinster Ossory Duchy. And also we need to nominate a successor. Which reminds me that the Tanist came of age. He is a Midas touched, so he actually is just as good as we are as far as stats goes. So if you see 11, 5, 17, 0, 7, 12, 9, 23, 10. So yeah, he's a little lower than us, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and nominate him. And then let's also make sure he gets married. So that he has children. And then what we can do here now is we can try and find, since it's not all that important that he has children, and since he's club-footed, we don't really want that in our bloodline. So the ideal thing is to try and find a good ally. And I think that our best ally here is Scotland. Because it's nearby. So if we ask for help, we'll be able to send troops. Also, we'll be able to they'll be able to send troops our way, and we'll be able to send troops their way. So it's beneficial both ways. As well, the other benefit is that this princess that he would be betrothed to is homosexual. If you look at the trait on there, it's a minus 15% fertility for her being homosexual, which means that they are less likely to have kids. The downside is that she's ambitious, so she could scheme and plot against us, being that she is the wife of an heir. But that might be worth it. But let's just look and see what other options we have here. There's a princess in Denmark. Denmark also can definitely send troops our way if needed. They have a strong naval presence. And it looks like they're still holding tough to their original lands. There's also a Swedish princess. They are fairly large. I don't know if that would be the number one pick, though. She is looking to marry a ruler, though. And if you look, there's a lot of overlap here. Yeah, he's brave, gregarious, and I think the only difference between them is charitable versus greedy. She's greedy and he's charitable. But otherwise, they would be they would be well suited for each other. Sweden is fairly large, but they probably have their own things going on. Likewise, if we went with Scotland, they would just be right there. The upside is, if he marries the princess from Sweden, right now they'll be married, and if I have to give him up to, if I have to give him land, he'll be married, and we'll have control over that. On the flip side, if he marries the one from Scotland, it's going to be a number of years before they can get married. So the possibility of breaking the betrothal, she could die, things like that, all of that could play a part. But I think ultimately it comes down to who do I think is going to be the better ally, and I think the answer is Scotland. And the benefits of having the lower fertility rate is also beneficial. So we'll betroth him to this Scottish princess. Of course, if their king says yes, which he does, because he probably wants an alliance with us too, since we're a growing military force here, and he has wars with England that he would probably love to drag us into. So something else to keep in mind here, it looks like Connacht is invading Brufen to form this duchy. So it might actually not be a bad idea for us to give up on Connacht being the next one that we want, even though it's a nice big place, and try to take over Dublin instead. Okay. Also, in 10 years we'll be able to change one of these laws. And I think the one we'll change over to absolute cognatic if we can. I don't think we can. No. I guess we're not going to change any succession laws, but we might change some of these laws down here, but I doubt it. No, probably not. All right, let's wait and see what happens here. We're getting close to 1 year out for the adventurer threat, and let's go ahead and take a look at our intrigue and see. We're only at 78%, so let's see if there's any additional people we can add. There's this guy we can add if we send him a gift. 53, yeah, we can afford it. Let's go ahead and invite him. That puts us at 100%, so we could get semi-regular attempts at his life at this point, but we really want to have them all the time. As we found out a couple episodes ago, just how many times he can fail in a row. I think we failed like 10 times in a row to take out the young Earl of Ormond before he finally fell. But it looks like no one else is joining this. That is unfortunate. All right. So we lost our chaplain. Yeah, we'll give this guy a chance. And something else we might want to do, but after this adventurer threat is over, is take a look again at our court and see if there's anyone that we want to get rid of, see if there's anyone we want to marry out to other courts, see if there's anyone with traits that we want to marry, that we want to bring into our bloodline, and take a look at that. But first we really need to make sure that we don't get taken by surprise here. Okay, so that is going to be in May, which is coming up really close. All right, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to kill this guy off before his invasion. So what I'm going to do is, okay, that's May 2nd, so that's plenty of time. I am going to go ahead and raise the levies, and then I'm also going to try and consolidate them, so that if he does invade, I'll be on my way to consolidating my army completely in one place here. So he is on his way. Any moment now, I'll get a notification that his host should be arriving. And let's take a look at. Who do I want leading this flank? Right now, it's this guy, but what about us? We're not really made for that. Yeah, we're not really a great powerhouse of military knowledge at the moment, that's for sure. So we'll go ahead and leave him there. And now we just wait to see if that happens here. And you heard this vassal's levies raised too long. We'll wait a little while to see. So that middle child came of age. Or I'm sorry, the youngest child came of age, and he is fair to middling as far as stats go. So let's go ahead and find him a wife really fast here and see if there's anyone that would be good to bring in. This would be good because this gives us an alliance with the Byzantine Empire. It would be hard for them to send troops to us, but on the other hand, it would give us a strong alliance in case later we need one. But probably not this generation though. So what we should do is look for ones that are nearby that we can take on. And we had talked about Denmark being one of them. So probably this princess of Denmark is probably our best bet. Unless there's some other one nearby. Let's take a look. There is a princess of England, but she's only 3 years old, so that's... Oh, and here's someone with the genius trait. That might be the one we go for, because that will get genius into our bloodline some more, and the more geniuses we put into the bloodline, the more we're going to get out. So I think I'm going to skip all other options and go with this genius. Even though it's not going to give us a strong alliance, it's going to give us an alliance with with Hungary. Hungary is not exactly going to give us a ton of options here, but that's okay. And it's only going to give us this portion of Hungary as an ally. Okay, so should I send him to help with an arrest or with an assassination? Assassination. Because that's what we're trying to do.